Does anyone else feel like their bank account has a leak in it? You get the notification, direct deposit hit. You feel that brief dopamine rush of safety, but then you look at the price of eggs, or rent, or that subscription you forgot to cancel, and 48 hours later, the money's gone. I've crunched the numbers, and I've got bad news. If you feel like you're running faster just to stay in the same place, you aren't crazy. You're right. The goalposts have moved. The financial advice you were given in 2019, it's dead. The 50-30-20 rule, it doesn't work when rent takes up 50% of your net income alone. We are living in an economy designed to separate you from your money the second it touches your hands. But there is a small group of people who are immune to this maw. They don't rely on willpower and they don't budget with coupons. They have a specific, automated routine that executes the moment a paycheck lands. And today, we are going to copy it. First, we have to perform an exorcism on your mindset. We need to kill the idea that high income equals wealth. I see the comments. If I just made $150,000 a year, I'd be rich. No, you wouldn't. You'd just have nicer debt. There is a terrifying metric in economics called the Henry, high earner, not rich yet. These are people making top 10% incomes who are living paycheck to paycheck. Why? It's called Parkinson's Law. Expenses always rise to meet income. When you get a raise, you don't save the difference, you upgrade your car. You move to the apartment with the doorman. Here is the cold, hard data. If you spend everything you make, it doesn't matter if you make 30 grand or 300 grand. You have a savings rate of 0%. You are exactly one bad CEO email, one layoff, or one recession away from disaster. Income is how much you make. Wealth is how long you can survive without working. The rich know this. That's why they treat their income like a hot potato. They get rid of it immediately. So, what actually happens inside a wealthy person's bank account on payday? I've broken this down into the wealth flow. The average person operates on a consume-first model. Income minus expenses equals savings. Spoiler, there's usually nothing left for savings. The wealthy operate on an invest-first model. Income minus investments equals spending. Here is the exact routine you need to set up. It's called the artificial scarcity loop. Number 1. The fortress transfer. The second the money hits, an automated transfer moves a specific percentage, aimed for 20%, out of the checking account immediately. It does not pass go. It does not collect $200. It goes to a high-yield savings account or a brokerage. The goal is to make yourself broke in your main checking account, so you have to budget the remainder. Number 2, the S&P 500 tax. The truly wealthy don't try to beat the market, they buy the market. They act like their investment contribution is a bill. Just like you wouldn't skip your electric bill, they don't skip buying VOO or VTI. Let's look at the math. If you invest $500 a month into the S&P 500, assuming an average historical return of roughly 10% for 30 years, that grows to over $1.1 million. If you spend that $500 on a car lease in 30 years, you have $0 and a pile of rusty metal. Number 3, the anti-inflation shield. Wealthy people don't hoard cash. Cash is trash. Inflation eats cash at a rate of 3 to 9% a year. The routine is to keep only 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. Everything else is deployed into assets. They don't hoard money, they circulate it into things that grow. Now, let's talk about the lifestyle, because you're imagining champagne and yachts, and I'm here to tell you, that's the Instagram rich. That's the fake rich. The real rich, the top 1% by net worth, are boring. They practice something called decision minimization. Every time you have to decide, should I save this or buy those shoes, you are using willpower. Willpower is a battery, and it drains. By 6 p.m., your battery is empty, and you order Uber Eats. The wealthy routine removes the choice. The money is invested automatically. They don't see it. They don't touch it. They sleep like babies because they have built a fortress of solitude. They aren't checking their banking app in the checkout line to see if the card will decline. That anxiety, it's gone. They have purchased peace of mind. But here is the secret, the thing the data doesn't show you. Why do they do this? Is it to die with the biggest number on the scoreboard? No. The wealthy don't buy things, they buy autonomy. When you have 3 years of expenses saved and invested, your boss doesn't own you. If the job becomes toxic, you can walk away. If you want to start a business, you can. The routine isn't about getting a Ferrari, it's about waking up on a Tuesday morning and realizing you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. True wealth is the ability to say no. Okay, the goalposts have moved, but we can still score. Here is your plan to execute immediately. Level 1, open a high-yield savings account. Set up an auto transfer of $50 every single payday. Do not touch it. Build a $1,000 emergency fund so you stop using credit cards for flat tires. Level 2, log into your payroll provider. Increase your 401k contribution by 1% today. You won't notice the difference in your paycheck, but your future self will thank you. Level 3, calculate your freedom number. That is your annual expenses times 25. Every dollar you earn should be focused on filling that bucket. The economy is rough, the game is rigged, but if you automate your defense, you can still win. I want to know in the comments, what is the one small expense that's secretly draining your wallet? Is it coffee, streaming services, or is it just existing in 2025? Let's argue about it down below. I'll see you in the next one.